This was not one of my favorite gospel readings until I really began to reflect on it this week. When I began to read it, I began to really see that it is a victorious reading in a way. Yes, it's got all kinds of scary visions of the sun, the moon, the stars, the roaring of the seas and waves, people in fear. But what does he say when we experience that? He says, but when these signs begin to happen, he says, stand erect, raise your heads, because your redemption is at hand. What a promise. Our world is filled with hurricanes like Sandy and tsunamis and man-made violence in Syria and Gaza and all over the world, in Congo. We say to ourselves, when will it ever end? Are not the signs here on every side of the degradation, of the disintegration of our world? And surely, almost in every age, at least every age of my life, there was reason to say, oh my gosh, this has got to be it. Well, when I was a child, this is a few years ago, we were terrified by nuclear war. I remember my aunt and uncle building in their house in New Jersey a special bomb shelter supplied with supplies that would sustain them if it came. It was, you say to yourself, whoa, were those people crazy? No, that was the spirit of the time. They were scary times in the 60s and stuff, it seemed, and in every age. But I think the advice that Jesus is giving, stand erect in the midst of all the chaos, and that doesn't even deal with the chaos of our own life, the divorces, the separations, the losing the job, the losing the house, all the things that can happen, getting sick, etc. All that can happen to us personally or to our family. We say, will it never end? The promise here, of course, I love it in a way. Stand erect, raise your heads, because your redemption is in it. There is no disorder in our life, our personal lives, or outside of us, that God will not sustain us. Will we suffer? Of course we will suffer. Nobody likes to lose their job. Nobody wants to see their marriage dissolve. Nobody wants to get sick. That's all. But it happens. And it's probably happened to some of us here tonight. We know the pain of it, the destruction of it in our own lives. But why does he say there's a deeper reality of God's fidelity to us? In Advent, these 4 Sundays with the 4 candles leading up to the celebration of the incarnation of Christmas, give us a time. But we must admit that the second part of what he says today is also true. But beware that your hearts do not become drowsy from carousing and drunkenness and the anxieties of daily life, that they catch you by surprise like a trap. Unfortunately, from Black Friday to Christmas, we're just overwhelmed with expectations, and so the anxieties seem to mount. We want to have a perfect breakfast with Santa after Mass. We want the picture of Santa to be good. We want this. We want the holiday party to be just right. We want, etc. Our Christmas greetings to say what we want. And so that creates a kind of unconscious anxiety. I always said, people say, I like the season, but I like Lent better in a way. Because leading up to Easter, all you have to think about is the spiritual things, right? You don't have to plan, you don't have to decorate your house for Easter, you don't have to throw a party for Easter, you don't have to send people Easter cards. It has a beautiful intensity that you can kind of dig into. Advent does too, but then we have all of these other expectations that we want to do. I mean, who doesn't want to give the perfect gift to the person, the people we love, etc., of course. But maybe we could step back. I hope that you can. Maybe for a little time today, if you have any break, and think about why you should stand erect. Think of what the Lord can do for you. If the anxieties overwhelm you, or God forbid, the carousing and drunkenness overwhelms you, but maybe we can build in. But if it kind of gets swept away by just the expectations of everybody now, there's always Lent, right? But let us invite the Lord. I mean, at some time during the Mass, but most especially sometime if you have some quiet time for yourself in the rest of the day, invite the Lord to calm your spirit amidst the turmoil, to open your heart to the presence of Christ. Don't beat yourself up if you get overwhelmed. I mean, it's hard to, it's like the election season. It's hard to avoid all the advertisements, But invite the Lord in. Take a little time for yourself so that maybe you won't be overwhelmed. It won't feel like a trap to you. It'll feel, maybe the deeper reality will shine through the busyness or the intensity of this season. And if it overwhelms you, well, welcome to the club. We'll make it through. But ask the Lord. Say, Lord, give me a way through. One thing that might help, I don't know, if it's your style. I have those Advent books here. These blue books. They have a meditation for each day. If you're that kind of person, maybe that'll help. Maybe it'll help. If you're not, you're not. And maybe also the reflecting on the scriptures for each day. This starts today, this book. But you can do this online too. You don't need a book. If you want to, it can be. But if it's not your style, find your style. Find the way the Lord can speak to you, and let Him take away a little of the anxieties and give you the victory of expecting His presence, not on Christmas, right now, in every moment. Every moment. Sounds like they're having a good time.